Welcome back to WagerTalk.com. I'm Marco D'Angelo, joined in studio with Bryan Leonard and Ralph Michaels. We're going to preview this weekend's big college football games, and we're going to get the weekend kicked off early. Thursday night action. We've got Ohio State at Indiana. This is going to be your best bet, Ralph, so we're going to go to you in a moment. I'm going to start with Bryan. Everybody who's going to talk about this game, first thing they're going to say is, hey, Ohio State's got a big game next week against Oklahoma, which they do, but I can't remember Ohio State opening up with a conference opponent before. This is something different. What do you look at this one, Bryan?
Yeah, this is a rarity for week one. They usually try to play the MAC teams early on. Yeah, this is a really interesting handicap. Number one, you've got an Ohio State team who's trying to speed up the offense a little bit with the new offensive coordinator. Oh, yeah. Where did he used to go? He was the head coach over at Indiana. So very interesting. And I hear the kids at Indiana hated him. In fact, that's why he left, because they said the practices were too hard. But he can't wait to run up a score on Indiana. And you've got Urban Meyer, obviously, extra time to prepare. We've talked about this every year. And he's coming into the season off of a shutout loss. It's a rare opportunity to see how this game's going to go.
Yeah, for sure. Ralph, this being your best bet, looking at Ohio State, yeah, they finished as ugly as you could finish last year with the beatdown by Clemson. But you look at Indiana, and a lot of people say that, Ohio State really didn't dominate them last year the way the final score might have indicated. But this is a spot with Ohio State this week against Indiana. Going in there on opening week is bad enough, but put this as a Thursday night game and the way the crowd's going to be. What do you make of it?
Number one, last year when the game was closer, you got to remember that was an Ohio State team that was the least experienced team in the country with 6 returning starters. This year, 15 total starters back. That's the most Urban Meyer's had at Ohio State since his first year, when, by the way, they went 12-0, didn't go to a bowl because they were on probation. But the crowd will be loud. Tom Allen, the new head coach at Indiana, called this the most important game in Hoosier history. The problem is Ohio State fans travel, and they travel very well. Buckeye fans cannot get tickets to the Horseshoe. So when Indiana hosts a game, you're going to see at least a quarter of the crowd Ohio State. That takes away some of that fever pitch. The matchup in this I like is the best D-line in the country. Ohio State has Nick Bosa that would start for probably 129 FBS teams, maybe not Clemson. I think he would start for every other team. He's second string. You have Ohio State D-line against an O-line for Indiana with 3 sophomores and 2 juniors and a new sophomore at center. So huge mismatch on the lines. You talked about Allen returning back. And again, that's a new dynamic. Normally coaches go back and they are upset at the program that fired them, but they love the kids that they recruited. This, a totally different dynamic. Urban Meyer, you talked about it, 9-3 openers, 29-10 ATS. Make it 39-10 ATS when he has extra week or extra time to prep for the opener. I like him to run up the score. It's not one of my bigger best bets, but in this price range, Ohio State's death keeps going in the second half.
We're taping this on Wednesday, and right now the current line around town, and this is one of those ones where you really need to shop, because there is still one house on the strip that is dealing 20.5 on this game. Everybody else has pretty much moved to 21 and a couple 21.5. So we're talking about a key number. Ralph, you say to take Ohio State, and one thing to point out from last year's game when Ohio State did play Indiana, and we talked about the inexperience that they had last year, they also had a very important game on deck last year. They had Wisconsin up next, so they could have been looking past an Indiana team that they generally usually blow out.
I would say no, because the last few times they played Indiana, they struggled with them. So when they don't play well against a certain team, Urban Meyer is going to be ready for
And again, this is not the opener. It is the Big Ten opener.
Yeah.
You don't look past your Big Ten opener. I don't care who it is.
All right, good stuff, guys. And, hey, if you want to jump on board, a 7-day all-access at Wager Talk. It is the best deal going, guys, honestly. For 7 days, you can pick what capper you want, you'll get every play he has. And the reason we say the 7-day, because a lot of our cappers release early in the week. If you jump on board Monday morning with a 7-day package, you're going to get every single play they release all week as they release them throughout the week, so you get the best numbers. It's just $99 for a complete 7-day all access. That's all sports, anything they release during that 7-day period. Check it out at wagertalk.com. We'll be back with more here at Wager Talk.